Welcome back, League mates and listeners. We're your co-hosts, Dane and AJ. This is episode 6 of the Pigskin Pals podcast, the Week 3 Dynasty pod. And we have some crazy injuries to catch you up on, and that will be interesting to see how that shakes up the depth charts of some of our teams. And as always, we'll be presenting our matchup picks. Let's get stuck into it.
Let's do it, baby. Well, it was an interesting week. Week 2 in our Dynasty Pigskin Pals League. The big matchup, I would say, was probably the championship rematch from last year, where I felt I really had to prove myself because it was a bit of a Mickey Mouse championship. So it was me versus Riley, and sometimes you just got to let the players do the talking. And I absolutely smacked them. Scoring a big 165 this week. My team went off.
You did indeed. You did prove yourself. You would have even won without Puka, it looks like.
My boy.
Your new Dynasty champion.
Absolutely.
But, yeah, I unfortunately lost again, so I'm 0-2 in both leagues.
Stuff seen.
But who do you think in general in the league, because there were a ton of injuries this week, what do you think were the biggest winners and losers just purely out of their team? And I guess just how players performed from the past week.
I guess for me, I think team-wise, the biggest loser for sure has to be Sam. I was so big on his team, I guess, these past 2 weeks. But now he's losing Chubb. Justin Fields looks like he's forgot how to play football. Cam Akers isn't playing football anymore either. Hopefully he gets traded somewhere. It's just a lot of hits right in a row for Sam. So I guess I'd say for sure he would be the biggest loser in my eyes.
Yeah, that was going to be my quick answer just because, yeah, he's suffered a ton. You've mentioned the injuries, but also Justin Fields and the Bears.
Yeah.
Not looking totally good.
Not great.
I think another possible answer would be, I don't know if I mentioned him as a dark horse, but he does have some, he has the star power, but not the depth, and he's not very active. But Ethan's team, he's going to lead losing Jamal Williams. It doesn't look like Gibbs fully knows the offense yet. It doesn't look like the Lions trust him yet to get that workload, even with Monty hurt. I've been hearing that they might be looking to add some people.
Hey, watch out.
So it's not like
Reynolds season. He's going to come in hot next week.
Yeah, literally. And then Arizona, I think, is going to be in for regression. So Marquise Brown and Bryce Young just hasn't really shown a spark yet either.
I think that's a big issue with Ethan's team too. Is that second quarterback slot is a bit tough right now, and he doesn't have a real stud QB1 to make up for it. Dak, he's good, he's solid, but he's not going to put up huge numbers. Dak's a good QB2, but he can't lead the team.
And then also just the Joe Burrow injury, that's obviously going to be affecting Jamar Chase. Maybe Joe Burrow's going to be missing time. I think he might miss a week at least. But if not, I can imagine it's going to affect his play. But going back to Ethan's quarterbacks, he kind of made a big trade in the offseason during our draft. He traded his first-round pick, which turned...
Nope.
What was it? It was... He got Bryce Young basically for Kenny Pickett.
Yep.
So I was just going to kind of go back to that and ask you...
Let me check.
Would you do that trade or...
Looking back at it now?
Yeah, originally I was like, I guess I would kind of rather have Kenny Pickett, but now...
Yeah, because he doesn't look great.
I don't know, they still don't really look good.
I'm going to see if I can see where... Man, how do I see that?
It was taken with the 103 pick.
I'm trying to see that trade. I can't find it, but if we're just doing it basically Kenny Pickett for Bryce Young, I think Ryan may have gotten a second-round pick or something as well. But
I'll be able to pull it up. I know how to find it.
Okay.
You just have to click on Kenny Pickett. It was Kenny Pickett and Ethan's second round pick for Bryce Young.
Okay. I'm not fully off of Kenny Pickett yet. I have faith. I do. I think him and Bryce Young, as of right now, are basically the same player, like in terms of fantasy output at this current moment. And I'd say Kenny Pickett probably has the higher upside right now. And getting that second rounder, I don't hate it. I would still do it if I was Ryan, I think.
For more context, too, I think it was either Roshan Johnson or Jonathan Mingo that Ryan got.
Yeah, either one of those. I mean, yeah, I think I still go Ryan's side. I don't think it's like an unfair trade. If Bryce Young, has the higher upside long term, he can more likely, I think, to turn into some real good player. But I think him and Kenny Pickett are similar. I don't think they're ever going to be guys that are putting up 35 points a week, So
I think I would go with the Bryce Young side, just because I think there's some more upside there. I think we've seen, like, you can see what Kenny Pickett is after that full year. Like, he has the weapons around him. He definitely has the coaching staff.
Matt Canada stinks. I think his offensive coordinator is bad. Does not call good plays, and the offensive line is bad. So if Matt Canada was gone, they had a different guy, and they maybe had a little bit better offensive line, and he was still playing like this, I'll give you that. We might know what it is. I think we still haven't seen exactly what he can be yet, but I don't know if we ever will. I don't know if we'll ever have the chance. So
I don't know. I was judging their coaching staff in general. Like, yes, Steelers can develop wide receivers. They can develop defensive players. Mike Tomlin, he's a dog. I would just trust the Steelers I would trust the Steelers coaching staff over the unproven newly fired Frank Reich that just got a job with the Panthers.
Yeah, but when you're saying that, doesn't that sound like you'd rather have Kenny Pickett? Or are you saying because you trust that coaching staff more, you think Kenny Pickett isn't a good player?
Yeah, it was a weird way to talk about it, because when you asked me that, I was like, wait, yeah, I should like Kenny Pickett. But I was like, no, he's booty.
Yeah.
If Bryce Young was with the Steelers, he would be way better, I bet.
I think they're pretty similar right now. Maybe next year we'll be talking different, but I don't think they're all that different of players. I think Kenny Pickett's just probably more athletic and a bigger arm, and not 5'2", so we'll see.
True. Even though you're a fan of short quarterbacks like Kyler, who's on your team.
I was trying to offload Kyler like all offseason, and no one bit. So and at this point, I don't think I still have him.
I don't think I got an offer from you.
Maybe, yeah, but you don't have you didn't have any good capital. What do I want from you? I don't want Daniel Jones, really. I don't want Aaron Rodgers. I don't want.
You wouldn't take Daniel Jones over Kyler?
Absolutely not. No. We've seen Kyler be a top 1 quarterback, fantasy quarterback. Daniel Jones will never be that.
You've seen Daniel Jones be a top 10?
Sure. But you wouldn't have given me much
and
more.
He can see over his whole line.
What would you have given me, like Daniel Jones plus what for Kyler Murray? Not much, right?
Nothing.
Exactly. That's, first of all, bonkers. Just not the right value.
When he's hurt too,
yeah,
I would need more from you.
You are a ridiculous person. You are a ridiculous person.
In the off season.
No,
if we did
ridiculous.
A Daniel Jones for Kyler Murray trade, I would be losing that trade 100%.
You are just so wrong.
What are you saying?
You are wrong. I think you don't understand. Kyler Murray is a top 5 fantasy quarterback.
Dude,
when he
in a fantasy league.
This is a dynasty league.
In a fantasy league,
a redraft league,
in a super flex where you start 2 quarterbacks,
your team was never going to win. Dave. Your team is not good enough to win at this point. So why not go for a high tier quarterback that can? Help in the future?
I'm saying in a vacuum.
Sure, maybe in a vacuum. If you're looking to score points now, obviously Daniel Jones is worth more.
Yeah,
but we're playing in a dynasty league, right? Where you look for future value. Kyler Murray is going to be way more valuable and is way more valuable than Daniel Jones will ever be. And that's just
I think we gotta make a side bite. Kyler Murray versus Daniel Jones, next year's fantasy output.
Next year's fantasy output? fine.
Yeah.
I'll do that. But that's like so long. We have to like keep that in the bank because like that's a long
Yeah.
from now. But I'm in for that. That's fine.
We're getting spicy in here. Maybe we'll get some more spicy takes
True.
in these matchups. I'm going to start it off with my matchup.
Love it.
It is me versus last year's second place runner, Riley. Adrian just beat him down last week. And I am going to beat down Riley this week. Going to the Packer game, wearing my J Love jersey, baby.
Nice.
And Jordan Love is going to pop off. Christian Watson's going to be healthy again.
True.
It's going to be a magical weekend of fantasy and football for me in Lambeau Field.
I'm loving the energy, but I'm also not loving that Christian Watson is not in your lineup right now. Will he be in your lineup by this weekend?
So, yeah, I'm just riding him on IR in case, I don't know.
Are you comfortable rolling out Jordan Love, AJ Dillon, and Christian Watson on the same team?
Yeah, it's Packers, baby.
That's a take. It's a little bit scary.
First home game. I mean, I don't have to roll out
AJ Dillon.
Agreed. I can also play Jalen Warren.
Yeah, here's the thing. That's what I was looking at here. Recently, I said, holy moly, Dane's running backs kind of suck.
Yeah, and
you don't have any wide receivers to make up for it. Really.
I want to redo my draft so bad.
Yeah, we were not a single one of us was a good dynasty player when we started this.
Damn, taking Najee and Antonio Gibson.
Oh,
if I just didn't burn my first two picks, I would be sitting
like
so
Najee at that
fine.
point, whatever. But Gibson was brutal. I know he was like the hotness at that point, but holy moly, anyone but Gibson, you're probably much better shape.
I was in love with him. I had a huge boner for him. So
this is a hard one for me. I really lean Riley, but I'm really scared about Joe Burrow not playing. And if Joe Burrow doesn't play, he's down a quarterback. And
I didn't even think about that.
And that is unbelievably hard to come back from. Like being down a quarterback is terribly hard. Rajay plays the Jets. D-Mon might be out. I mean, I originally, I'm not going to lie, I had Riley on my...
Evans has to come down, too.
Evans
can't stay up there that long.
Riley was my winner on the sheet. I am changing my mind after actually doing research and looking at this. I have to go with it. I have to.
Let's go.
There's no way. Okay,
first dub.
I think we'll both be wrong if Joe Burrow plays. If Joe Burrow plays, I think we both lose. But if Joe Burrow doesn't play, I think we're right because there's no way that this team can stand without a quarterback. Without two quarterbacks, sorry. But so yeah, it looks like we're both riding you here. Who would have thought?
I think it could come down to the Buccaneers Philly game. Mike Evans versus Chris Godwin.
Yeah,
who's gonna get more points here?
I don't think that will determine it. I think if Joe Burrow doesn't play, you win the game. I think that's just the reality of it, unless your team drops a dud. But I guess let's move on to my game. I would like to say again, the marquee matchup of the week. 2-0 me versus 2-0 Peter. I'd say two of the favorites at this point. I may be biased, but I think it's the truth. I got Big Kirko against the Chargers with TJ Hawkinson and ETN's playing Houston. I love my matchups. Puka Nacua going to lead me to a third straight victory over Peter.
Yes, I really haven't been able to look at the Dynasty matchups yet, but looks like Peter's going to be rolling with Swift after a hot week. Don't think he's going to be really repeating. Garrett Wilson had a pretty fluky touchdown last week. I mean, it was all Garrett Wilson that he scored, but I don't think Zach Wilson can repeat those throws.
Waddle?
Peter's just licking. Yep. Who knows if Waddle plays, and Peter's also just licking the bottom barrel of tight end by playing Durham Smythe, bro.
That's insane.
Unless Bijan Robinson drops 50 points, which he could.
He could.
Patty Mahomes can always go off
He's
for a
playing
40
Chicago.
burger. That could be a really big bounce back game. But yeah, I have to go with you. I don't even know how it's projected a close game, just looking at these matchups. You're my easy winner. I think the only way would be Kirk has those fluky games where he just absolutely sucks balls and has mad turnovers,
At
and then
home
Goff
against
doesn't look
the
amazing.
Chargers? I don't know.
And Peters quarterbacks looks like they have some juicy
That is
matchups too.
true.
Well, those are always the games that Kirk burns you. Is you're like, look at this
Oh, we could
matchup.
have it.
This
Yeah,
is
that's
gonna be
true.
amazing,
That's
and
true.
then he has a fucking dud.
That's true. I will
So
say my
I can
quarterbacks
see the
matchups
path for Peter,
are pretty good as well.
but
Jared Goff at
I'm
home.
gonna I'm gonna go with you for sure.
All right. I love that. I love to hear that. Maybe it's not a good thing. Maybe it cursed me, but we'll see. We'll go let's go to Sam's matchup. Sam versus Parker. The darling of this show, I'll say, but in a bad way. Parker, will we finally project him to win? What are your thoughts?
Holy shit. Sam has some big balls. He benched Justin Fields for Brock Purdy.
He did. I actually love this move. The Chiefs
I like it
defense
too.
has been so good. I love it.
Mhm.
It's big
I
balls.
like it a lot. And he also gets to watch that Thursday night game.
Yeah, that's why. Honestly, that's probably why I did it.
But kind of crazy how P. Ryan is his RB2 now
Akers
since
and Chubb.
Akers is just getting benched. Chubb's tragically hurt. I might retire from fantasy football after watching that because I think I might just have to step away. Not
Dude,
because
I
I'm
haven't
bad,
watched.
but
I haven't watched it. I will not watch it. I am so
you
squeamish
don't
and stuff
want
like
to,
that.
man.
I heard it's gross, so I will not be taking a look at that.
It's pretty nasty. But I didn't even realize that Sam had Josh Reynolds. It's kind of a
Mhm.
crazy stash that he had going on. But and then on Parker's side, he's got CJ Stroud, apparently like the best quarterback of all time.
TB12 Junior, I guess.
God. Brees Hall, he should definitely have a bounce back. Brian Robinson, fucking stud, apparently.
Yes, yeah.
Christian Kirk, he's gonna destroy anyone that plays man against him.
hmm I like Elijah Moore.
Moore, and I do like him, but I can't have any faith in any Browns player really.
Trey McBride
And
is just
then
not relevant.
Juju,
Reed Monsters.
he has had some nice plays though, I will say.
Yeah.
Like when I see him make some plays, I'm like, that was pretty athletic for a tight end, I will
And
say.
he's good. It's just Zach Ertz is the guy right now.
Yeah,
Also,
he hasn't like
his tight end room
gotten
is
that full
just
work sure.
brutal. Trey McBride and Darnell Washington are his two tight ends. Yeah, I'm just going to let it rock. Parker's losing again. It's Sam that's going to win this game. The team's just, as much as Sam's team is going down the gutter right now, no team is in the gutter as much as Parker's.
I'm also gonna ride with Sam.
Yeah,
I
figured
mean,
as much.
he just has Jackson, and that's Jackson and Tyreek
I
Hill.
think Purdy will be fine.
Like, I think that will win it for him.
Diggs. He is Diggs. He has a, I
Yeah.
don't know. It's
Like, he still has way better players.
Parker
than
just doesn't have a guy. He has 0 guys.
Sam definitely has that boom or bust team
Yeah,
right now, and then Parker is just like, oh, every player could score 8,
exactly.
and then he could outscore Sam somehow.
Could outscore a bust week, yeah. Like that's exactly what happened week 1 when he beat Austin. Austin busted every single one of his players, but all of Parker scored like 8 points and he won. So hopefully that doesn't happen again for our pick's sake. But
Now, moving on to Jake and Austin. Jake is projected heavily with 61%. Austin at a measly 39%. Jake has Russell Wilson, CMC, Saquon Barkley, who's not going to be playing, Amon-Ra, who might not be playing, DJ Moore, who's been looking,
booty cheeks.
well, he's been looking fine, I guess, but the
Justin
offense
Fields
has
is
been
booty
looking
cheeks, yeah.
booty. Kelsey, Kenneth Walker, Alexander Madison, Geno Smith. I'm assuming he's going to be throwing in Rashad White
Yeah,
for Saquon.
I would agree.
And I think they would honestly score the same amount of points this week just because Saquon's playing San Fran.
Rashad's playing Philly. They have a good run defense at least.
True. Okay. Yeah. Not a huge
Yeah.
difference, I'd say.
I thought this was going to be a hot take. Maybe it's not. I'm going Austin here. I think Saquon probably doesn't play. I think Amon-Ra, if he plays, maybe he's limited. And I think Zach Ertz has been weirdly good. It's like a good tight end play, right?
As you're saying that with Travis Kelce playing against him.
But, okay, sure. Maybe it'll be a diff, but Zach Ertz will score at least 6 or 7 points, which is all you're really asking for from a normal tight end. And I think Drake London can maybe get put back in the lineup here against Detroit for Sky Moore, and I think he's looking pretty good. So I'm going Austin.
He asked me for advice last week. He's like, who do I put in there for some so I can win this matchup? I was like, I think you got to throw Sky Moore in there over Drake London for that boom potential. Like, that game's going to be a heater. And surely enough, he did. And honestly, I think they scored the same amount of points, but
it was cool. I know Drake London had like 15. Yeah, they're about the same. 14 for Moore, so
I'm happy I did him a little justice, but I'm going to go the reverse. Okay. Try and gain back point on you. I'm going to go with Jake. I think everyone I look on at Austin's team, I can just see having a dud game. Jacobs versus Pittsburgh, who looks like an amazing defense. Derrick Henry, who's losing work as via you.
Tajay.
Deebo Samuel, I think he'll have a good week. Zach Ertz, he's balls. Joe Mixon, their offense could be a dud with Burrow out. Josh Kelly didn't look good. Desmond Ridder probably had his best week of football last week.
That is true.
And then Justin Herbert could also fizzle out if he does the same as Kirk Cousins as my prediction. I think that's going to be a trap game. Yeah. So I'm going to go with Jake.
All right.
There.
Our first difference this week, including redraft. We'll see.
Maybe I make 2 more up right here. The next one is going to be Ben versus Ethan. Ben is projected to win by 5%. Star players, he's got T-Law, Justin Jefferson, stack with Ridley.
Yep.
He's got Pickens in. It's going to be popped off last week without
my main man,
Deontay.
Zay Flowers.
Yep. Zay Flowers, that's stud. And then on the other side, we got Ethan. He's got Dak. We kind of touched on his team earlier in this episode, but Dak, Gibbs, Chase, Mark Andrews, Amari Cooper, Marquise Brown, Gabe Davis. His wide receivers are kind of nice.
Yeah, he's going to have an issue at running back too, though. He might have to play Clyde Edwards-Helaire as running back too, or Isaiah Spiller.
Holy cow, yeah. Or your boy Tajay.
Or Tajay. I don't hate it.
He probably won't add anyone off waivers either.
No, he might not change his lineup. So,
very good point. Yeah, I'm gonna go. You go. You can pick first.
I'm going Ben. I think it's pretty clear pick here.
I'm also going Ben.
Explanation.
I think that stack is looking nice.
Mm-hmm.
And then,
yeah, I think the RB2 could cause an issue for
liking it. I don't know. I can see it. I can see it surprising us, but
yeah, maybe. Mark Andrews, Jamar Chase, they have bounce back weeks. Maybe Dak goes off against Arizona. Maybe he can pull it off, but I wouldn't count on it. And the final game is Ryan and Luke. Luke's team is a little weird at this point. He's a bit of a juggernaut for the first 2 years, but got stymied by me every year in the playoffs. Unfortunately, it was very unlucky. You normally have people injured. Is really what happened. But now he's got Eckler, who I'm hearing he's no timetable. Could that be just smoke right now and he plays? Probably. But the also has Adams, who knows? Maybe he doesn't play. And then his flex right now, and his super flex, Sutton, Kendrick Bourne, and Baker Mayfield. That's nothing to write home about.
Is it better than Jordan Addison, Kyle Pitts, and Deshaun Watson?
Jordan Addison has had good weeks, but I think it's a little lucky. He's had 2 like longish touchdowns.
Yep.
Kyle
Hasn't
Pitts,
really been targeted or on the field.
useless, I will say. I kind of mentioned that in the redraft. Kyle Pitts, big suck. Big suck.
I
John
really
Watson,
am like a coin flip on this matchup.
I'm going Ryan, if that helps you.
Okay, yeah, since I said I'm on a coin flip, I'm going to go with Luke. Fuck it.
I think this is a bit of a coin flip match. I think it really, and this is again an issue because we don't know what's going on with Austin Eckler. If Austin Eckler plays, I think he probably wins. But James Cook has been pretty good. I honestly, Las Vegas is not scary on defense. Can he pick a bounce back game? Let's see it happen. And yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of meh on both teams right now. I think I might regret picking Ryan, but I just got a feeling. I got a feeling he's going to pull something off this week.
I have a feeling that I'm going to gain a game on you with this pick.
It's
So
very possible.
locking it in. George Kittle also, maybe Ayuk doesn't play. Could be a little juice to Kittle. And before AJ can change his mind, I'm going to lock that in and end the episode. So thank you for listening to episode 6 of the Pigskin Pals podcast. And as always, stay tuned for next week where we're going to be going over our recap of the previous week and our pick'ems and matchups of the current week. So until then, see you later.
Thanks for watching. See you later.